Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for a Palace versus Chelsea preview. It's been a while since I cooked on this channel on my own. We just been on panels and shows and running up teams and dreams and stuff, but we have yet to communicate and to conversate with one another one-to-one, and I'm looking forward to it. We're back to normal. Business does resume, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the preview and the reviews and the matches and the games and the Premier League and the champs, everything has returned and it's beautiful to see. So let's get into it straight away. But before we roll into that, listen, I got a game that I want you man to play with me, and it's a live fantasy game, and I'm going to run it on your screen as well, maybe on that side or on that side. But listen, really cool game, man. I've been playing it during my watch-alongs, and not even just for Chelsea games, but I've been playing it for, you know, the big games, Manchester United, when they play Liverpool, etc. And it's free to download and it's free to play. So the link is in the description. It's called Fanslide. It's a live in-play fantasy game. Like I said, for me personally, when I'm playing it during the matches on the watch-alongs on Twitch, which you need to be checking out as well, boy oh boy am I getting my ass handed to me. But also I've collected some points in my previous fixtures as well. So it's very simple to play, very fun during the match, and basically how it rolls is that you submit and you switch out three players at a time, in and out during game. They collect you points. You can slide out players, you can slide in players at any minute, at any moment, but it's a maximum time period that you can have that player on that pitch. And you just got to get the timing right. It's all about timing. It's all about understanding when to roll out your player and when to not. And basically, during the game, how the game is going, you are trying to predict what is going to happen to get you the most points. I got a league table, like I said, that you can join in the description. It makes watching the games hilarious. I'm going to be doing it for the North London derby and the Manchester derby on Twitch as well, so you can check that out. And the link is in the description for that as well. And it's one-off matches, so you don't have to stress about, oh, I've missed some of the games. It's one-off matches, so you can just do it as and when you want to in each game. And it's a good fit as well for the FPL. It goes right alongside that, so you don't need to worry about that either. And big up your damn selves for the ones that have already joined. I have been getting whooped by a few of you, but it is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Man's gonna be able to hold that, as they say. Do you know what I'm saying? So big up. But like I said, free to play, free to download. Data is going on your screen as the game's going on, for tackles, for interceptions, for goals, for assists, all that kind of stuff as well. So it's easy, and you can create your own league if you wish to and play with your mates as well. But like I said, make sure you playing with me. Yeah, make sure you playing with me. All right, ain't an option. It's a request. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna play, don't skip playing with me now. That's just rude. But big up your damn self. So let's get into as well the preview now. Before we even get into the team, because of course Potter had his press conference, and team-wise, Kante's not here. You've also got Chukwuemeka, who's also out, and Cucurella has an illness. But why? And why am I reading in September going October when I'm meant to be focusing on matches? I'm reading more transfer news. Nkunku, we're paying for Nkunku's release clause, huh? We are about to offer him a long-term contract. We are trying to make sure that in 2023 the deal is already done in the summer for him to make his move, because wow. Because of course Sesko, who we were talking about over the summer and looking at, but never really materialized. Us and Manchester United were interested. He ended up going to Leipzig in 2023. That's already going to happen. So Sesko is basically their Nkunku replacement. Plus, we have a good relationship with them after giving them back Werner at a major discount. And now it looks like Nkunku is going to be a Chelsea player. Potentially, there are talks happening. The fee, I am expecting to be agreed. It is a release clause and it is staring us right in the face, and it's there for everyone to see, on top of the contract, which they are in discussions as well on personal terms. So, I mean, if we're allowed to talk on personal terms, I'm assuming that fee is not going to be hard to agree from Chelsea's standpoint. And like I said, there is a release clause as well. It's hard not to be excited. I'm not going to lie to you, because he's a very good forward, and people will lazy analysis, slump him, dump him into the Werner category just because it's the same team and it's the same league. But he is a completely different type of player. He is much more technically gifted with his feet. He is a lot more assured, a little bit more, you know, able to handle tight spaces, but I understand the PTSD. I understand, yes, you're going to tell me that it's Bundesliga tax. Don't worry, I feel it in my heart and soul, okay? We've done it with Kai, we've done it with Werner. We are starting to certainly take pain in this regard, and I feel it with you, but I remain hopeful that this one is a little bit and a lot more thought out. When you watch him for France as well, he does look just completely different to Timo Werner. However, in terms of low block experience, which Gabriel Jesus and others would have, yes, I am worried about low block experience in terms of what he has faced, what he is accustomed to, and what he is about to have to deal with if he comes to us. 100%. But, like I said, completely different player to Timo Werner, much more technically assured, and I don't think it was possible to be any more technically deficient. So I am very excited about that, and if that does happen, then good on us. You know, that's good early business at a very good price as well for the market that we're playing in, to get it done, because we know we need another forward. It's not optional. It's guaranteed. We're going to need another forward. And for the way Potter plays and the way he uses those forwards, those wide kind of those wide kind of wing backs that become wingers and allow players in the middle of the pitch like a Havertz to play a free role. Aubameyang plays up top, or maybe Broja. We're going to get into my team for this Palace game in a second. There are positions, quite a lot of positions that an Nkunku could thrive in and take up. So, but we're not going to talk about it too much more because it's not done and it's not finalized. But if and when it is, Lord have mercy, we're going to talk more. So looking forward to seeing if that does get done, but it looks like as if it's pretty damn far down the line. I mean, Fabrizio is tweeting about it. Simon Johnson's tweeting about it from The Athletic. Everybody's getting involved and everybody seems to be buzzing their tits off. So yeah, let's see how that rolls. But let's get into my team for this Crystal Palace game, because there is a lot to go through in terms of, like I said, we have those injuries, we have that team news from Graham Potter in his press conference, but also more importantly, who is now going to be playing in this Potter system in these positions that we spoke about. I broke it down to you last time. In my opinion, it was looking like a 3-3-3-1. That's just the basic way I looked at it, because I don't want people to think that their wing backs in the Potter system is exactly the same as the way Tuchel played those wing backs. And I've seen former players, even like William Gallas, I've seen quotes from him talking about, Sterling, why is he playing at left wing back when you have Koulibaly who could go at centre back and push a left wing back into left wing back like a Cucurella. That's the left wing back or the right wing back in this team is a winger. It's a winger. We saw it against Salzburg if you watched, but you guys did. Some people didn't. If you watched, those players were playing as basically wingers. They were high up the pitch. They were right out wide. And Sterling was basically looking like he was more in a natural position than we've seen him prior in central areas and having to drop deep and play with his back to play. He's been driving at people in that game. He was looking, promising. And I think it makes sense. I can understand it. It's a same role that Trossard was playing, who we obviously spoke about on All You Can Eat Chelsea. And he obviously plays that role for Brighton. Now, because Cucurella is out, personally, I don't want to move Sterling. In my team, which I'm going to put up for you, I don't want to move Sterling. I think Sterling in that role keeps us very attacking. It's very easy to throw Chilwell in there, which is what I actually did in my last preview, because I just didn't expect him to just go so aggressive, but he was. He played Sterling there in that role, and he played Reece James on the other side. And I think we don't really have a winger at the moment. Maybe Ziyech, you could say. He's had some good games at right wing back under Thomas Tuchel, at home to Tottenham in last year. But I think he'll stick with Reece James out on that right, and that means for me Sterling on that left, just to keep the balance and to keep at least one natural winger in those wing back areas, which we know are going to push up like we've said. And that for me means that I'm going to be balls to the walls. I'm going to say, who do we go with really? Is it Chilwell or is it Koulibaly on the left side of centre back? I'm going to go Chilwell. I think Chilwell, when he came in, was strong, put in a good performance, obviously got those goals. Yes, it was against for a different manager, but Koulibaly has looked a little shaky. So I'm going to leave him out of this one, maybe keep him for AC Milan, and Silva and Fofana will be the rest of my back line there. Like we've said so many times, if we do want to switch to a 4, a left-footed left back in Chilwell, moves to the left back position. James pulls back into the right back position, and then Fofana and Silva make up the centre backs. If you go with a Koulibaly instead of a Chilwell, then you don't really leave yourself that option to move to that back four if and when you want to, and push maybe Sterling even more forward if that's even possible. So that's the way I'm going to line it up. Bearing in mind that we could and may want to in-game switch to a 4, but we can play a 3 and we're flexible formation-wise if we go down that route. And like I said, if we had a different type of winger that right now wasn't stinking up the pitch in Ziyech and was a lot more confident, and I could start knowing their mentality, then you could even maybe move Reece James into the back 3. And we know that the centre-backs stretch very wide. Reece James could go over to the right-hand side, and maybe you could put a Koulibaly on the left, because then it would be the complete opposite in terms of switching to a 4. James would go to the right back, and then you could have maybe a Cucurella or Chilwell, Cucurella if he was available, at the Sterling position, and they could funnel back, and you just basically polar opposite of what we just mentioned earlier. But we don't have that because Ziyech is not playing very well, so I'm not going to put him in this team. I don't think he deserves to be anywhere near this team. He's got to fight for his place. In that midfield 3, right, because it's a 3-3-3-1. So in that midfield 3, and I really did like Mason Mount in that deeper role. I think it's very easy. Zakaria didn't look too strong for Switzerland over the break. He looked like as if he's still getting up to speed with things. He looks like he's still trying to get up to his level. So I doubt he's going to be thrown in for this game. So for me, Jorginho, Kova and Mason, in that midfield 3 makes sense. I think for me personally, obviously there's no Kante, and I think these 3, at least they're playing in their natural positions. They have understanding and chemistry between Georgie and Kova in terms of build-up play. Mason Mount looked really much better in periods of that game against Salzburg, playing a deeper role, getting more touches of the ball. I personally like to see it, so I'm happy with that personally. Now going forward, I personally think we have no option but to play Kai Havertz in that 10. Now, I'm just looking around, and you could say maybe a Pulisic, or you could say a Ziyech. But like I said, Ziyech, for me, his cameos have been pretty dirty recently, so I don't want to really throw him in. Pulisic, he seemed to have a very mixed, more so downer international break in terms of, getting subbed off, and I don't know if Greg from Greg's is happy or not, and the US are not winning games, and the confidence may still be low, and yeah, I'm not sure about that, big man. So Pulisic for me, not really sure about what I'm going to get from him in that role. Havertz has not been playing well for Chelsea. I was pretty critical of him for Salzburg, but for Germany at Wembley, he did score a lovely goal and seemed to maybe hopefully get some confidence from that. Wonderful strike from distance. He now has the option and the position to play in where he can shoot from more distance. And I think in terms of the ceiling of the 3 players, what I expect to get from them at their peak, especially in their current mental state, in terms of who's actually probably got a long-term future at Chelsea and who doesn't, I still believe that Kai is the player that you put most of your chips down and say, if we can revive him and get him to his optimum level, then we're laughing. So I'm going to throw Kai in there because I feel like he's played that role once now against Salzburg. Now I'm going to give him that second chance to play it, and hopefully he'll understand more his role and what he needs to do, which is dribble and complete dribbles and shoot and create chances. Basically what a 10 does. So please do 10 things. And up front, I'm going to make one slight change, and I do believe that Armando Broja does deserve to get an opportunity, people. I really do. He's had positive impacts whenever he's come on. He's young, he's hungry. And for me, it's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure Aubameyang's going to play. And I can completely understand why. Because obviously, we're trying to get this man a goal. But he hasn't had any shots, really. He hasn't had too many shots since he came in. And personally, I think Broja deserves the opportunity. And I think we may even play better with Broja up there right now. That's just how I feel. In terms of an all-round striker, he's gonna probably look to hold up that ball. And he's young. He's still obviously got to fix his own game and refine himself. But he just, in terms of like just motivation and trajectory, he's the one on the up. And I'm not sure right now where Aubameyang's going to be at. I just don't know. It's a weird one. Yes, he's a new player, but it feels a bit wrong that we have him. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure about the whole situation. It's weird to me. But like I said, I expect Aubameyang to play, and if he does play, then hopefully we can get the goals. Mainly because Anderson and Mark Guehi will be probably at the back for Palace. You know, maybe a little bit of a battle. And that's where I think Broja might stand up to that test a little bit better. Two very good centre-backs, very good young centre-backs as well in Anderson and Guehi. So that's my thinking at the moment, people. I would like to see Broja play. I would be feeling refreshed and rejuvenated if I saw Broja out on that pitch to start. I just want to see what he does. You know, it's the lottery. You just don't know what you're going to get. You might just get a masterclass. So let's see. But I want to get your thoughts as well. Let me know in the comments down below who you would play in your team versus Palace, and in terms of the shape, how do you even see the shape? Because this is very early in pot ball. This is very early for us pot heads. How do you see the shape? How do you see the team? And you know, is it a 3-3-3-1 to you, or is it a 3-5-2? How do you see it when you look at the way we play against Salzburg and maybe potentially going forward? In terms of Palace, listen, we know the danger. We have to be on our P's and Q's. You've got Wilfried Zaha out there who's had a really good start to the season. He is going to be a live wire. But I do trust Fofana and Reece James to handle it. They're both very good defenders. Yeah, there have been some errors recently in moments for them too in games, but I just believe the talent is there to deal with Zaha if they're at their best. One of Reece James's best games was against Zaha at Stamford Bridge, and he absolutely locked him up and threw away the key. Man got a sentence. So hopefully he can continue with that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. And you know, we have Gallagher, so they don't have Gallagher anymore, and I think that weakened them in the cup game that we played at Wembley slightly, and hopefully it will as well. And now, so we've got a good record against Palace. Usually Pulisic does turn up, so maybe off the bench he can do something. Played them in the cup semi-final last year. Let's try and keep that going. We need to put points on the board. It is imperative. It is absolutely imperative that we win this game. I know it's early, and I know we would love to give ourselves some more time and, you know, to get used to. No, we have to win. Winning breeds more winning, momentum, and hopefully then applying themselves to the tactics, you know, because if they see that they're winning matches, then they're only more likely to, you know, continue to listen and do as what Potter is asking in these early few weeks of his tenure. So for me, winning is absolutely paramount and crucial. And like I said, people, if you haven't already, the link is in the description. Fantasy game I'm playing twice this weekend for the two big derbies, North London and Manchester, on Twitch. Like I said, live in-play fantasy game. Link is in the description to join my league. You can set up your own league if you wish, but you should definitely be joining my league as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the one that introduced it to you, so you'd just be rude not to, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't join mine, but you made one with your mates, I'm going to be looking at you sideways, personally. But yeah, like I said, easy to play, free to download, free to play. So it's just free. Do you know what I'm saying? So everybody loves free stuff. So just roll up in there and join my thing and not have me playing on my ones, because that's just sad. Big up your damn selves. Yeah. Big up your damn selves. Yeah. Make sure that you smash up all the icons and you let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. Okay? Big up. Peace, people. Peace.